Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the BEA. This is their part number, MS08U, MS08U. This is their microwave touchless sensor, and here's the business end of that sensor. And this microwave touchless sensor is going to be used primarily to activate automatic doors. And where you're going to see it, where I see it installed, is bathrooms. It's awfully nice to be able to wash your hands and be able to swipe your hand in front of a faceplate and have the door open for you. Nice for lots of reasons. Having low-energy automatic doors on restrooms in, say, restaurants is probably something, from what I'm told, is going to become code in the United States, because currently in the middle of 2018 it's code in Canada, and by all accounts it's going to be migrating south. And I think you're going to see an explosive growth of these touchless sensors. They're simple, they're BEA, which means they're simple, they're well made. The installation instructions are generally 4 pages. Electrical characteristics, which you're probably not going to care too much about after confirming the voltage. What's in the box. What happens if it doesn't work, which is generally a small paragraph. And then half of a page is, here's how you put it together. And this touchless sensor is really no different. So let's review the contents. You're going to get the microwave sensor. This is going to snap onto the faceplate. I'm going to show you that. The unit that we have here includes both the... And you've got this lead, and the wires are indicated in the installation instructions. We'll just go over it now. Your normally closed is empty here. You've got normally open, you've got green, common is white, then of course you've got red and black for power, positive and negative for power, or red and black for power. I don't know the length of this lead, but for sure it's 6 foot. You are going to get, with this at least, there is both a single gang and a double gang. And they've put decals right over what they look like. So I'll pull out the single gang because the double gang is going to be the same. Your microwave sensor is going to literally snap into the back of the plate, just like that. If I pushed any further, it will snap in place. That's your installation. It's that simple. You're going to get screws for the plates. You're going to get an adapter plate for a double gang box. You're going to get even a piece of sponge type material that will act as a weather ring, should this be in an environment where that would be helpful to have the ability to kind of keep water out a little bit better than nothing at all. You're going to get screws for the face plates. Machine screws, typical faceplate machine screws. Now there are links below this video. Let's start to review them now. Before we get there, magic switch. Microwave cell with double gang black faceplate with wave to open text and artwork. This unit has both single and double in it. Microwave motion sensor is used as a contact-free switch, providing excellent control and operation of automatic doors. Doppler radar technology allows for use in sterile environments, which is, I think its intended application: clean rooms, healthcare facilities, food processing plants, places that are literally inspected practically in a continuous sort of fashion. I only bump into them in my personal life when I'm in a restaurant going to the bathroom. It can be placed unobtrusively in a room or hallway when mounted behind a non-reflective surface where the aesthetics demand it to be inconspicuous. Variable adjustment pattern from 4 to 24 inch, and we're going to go over that when we hit the installation instructions. No wearing parts, nothing to break down, simple and straightforward. Weather-resistant foam gasket, foam is the word I was looking for increased durability when product is exposed to water or cleaning product, which would be, of course, in your food processing, healthcare, and clean room applications. There are two documents called Template SGL and Template DBL. They're just drawings of the faceplates. There is Technical Data, which is an overview of the system, which is really handy. Basically, we've touched on everything on page 1, except that the MS09 is a NEMA 4 compliant. If you need to have a reasonable amount of safety over the enclosure of the unit and the environment, that if your environment requires NEMA 4 compliant material, you'd order the MS09. What's handy is to look at the accessories that are on page 2. For instance, this client is buying an MS08, and we have the wave to open symbol, but the client needed to have the handicap on one side of this opening where this switch is being installed, so they ordered, in addition to that, the 70.5279 faceplate only. You can see that you can do those plates in white, in cream, you can do blank plates. Then you've got the plastic mounts, single and double gang, and a NEMA 4 enclosure that can be ordered as well for your installation. Okay. The NEMA 4, the MS09 is going to give you basically a box, is what it's going to give you. Then there are references to the MS21H, MS21W, larger size plates that can be used probably as retrofit over the push plates that you would normally encounter. Application notes. That's just a summary of the item itself that we've discussed. Except, let's review that. You can do single or double gang. You can surface mount this, or you can recess it into one of those gang boxes. The device has a range of 2 to 24 inch, but the instructions say 4 to 24 inch. One key feature of the MS08 is that it operates on microwave technology as opposed to infrared. Thus, the sensor requires a detection of movement to be triggered. That's an advantage over infrared type switches, whereby an object left near the switch could cause permanent detection, in turn keeping a door unintentionally open. So infrared is the heat coming off your hands. Motion is obviously motion. When you don't want it operated, if there's no chance of motion to falsely operate the door, then there's no problem, but you'll want to be very mindful of my friends in the automatic door industry would understand how they get that call where at the end of the day when the big box store pulls something in front of the door, let's say it's a home center, and they've got planters outside. Well, the wind is disturbing the material outside, or there's paper rolling in front and the doors continually want to cycle. So you're not going to want to put anything in front that will give movement. Although with a switch like this, you can draw that detection range down quite small. Whereas in automatic door business, the detection area of the sensors is quite well regulated via code. So same concept, but probably a different set of problems. The MS08 may be used in areas, but not limited to, clean rooms, hospitals, contamination areas, labs, restrooms, general public or controlled areas such as employee entrances or walkways. You can use it in outdoor environments, but measures should be taken to protect it, such as a silicone seal between the faceplate and the mounting surface. The MS08 can also be used as an effective choice for low energy applications, whereby users can walk or roll in a wheelchair near the switch without physically having to activate the switch. That's the restroom application, naturally. Okay, now to the installation instructions. And when you review that, you spend a couple of minutes reviewing it. It's all simple and straightforward. Page 1, electrical characteristics of the item. I don't see anything important there except to point out the voltage that it needs to have to work. 12 to 24 VAC or 12 to 24 VDC, it's self-sensing. Its output is designated there as well. You want to make sure that that's compatible with your operator. It would be. Okay, so page 2, standard precautions, other items that are important for them to the manufacturer to publish. Shows you how the sensor snaps onto the back of the faceplate. That's in step 6. Now, step 6 also, we're going to get to the wiring. We identify the color of the wires. Okay, you've got your green, which is set to normally open. I would think that would be the standard way to have this work. Normally open. Activate the switch. It closes the circuit, allowing the operator to work. I'm not experienced with an application that normally closed would be the standard way that you'd want to have that installed. I'd love to hear from you if you've got a way that a normally closed switch would work where you're going to activate it to temporarily break something. Well, wait a minute. I suppose you could have that in an electromagnetic lock scenario where you want to momentarily break that to exit. It would be like a sensor or a request to exit button on a wall, or just a push button to exit. I suppose that would work. The setup in step 3, there's a potentiometer, a volume button, that is going to allow you, according to the graphic in the right side of the setup, shows you how the elliptical area of sensing will change as the potentiometer is moved back and forth. You have a toggle mode and a pulse mode. A toggle mode is going to work like on, off, whereas a pulse mode, which is probably what you want, activate, and that's it. The opener does its thing, opens, closes, things of that nature. Toggle mode detection, the relay, and then a second detection deactivates the relay. So relay active until you deactivate the relay. Pulse mode, recommended for automatic door applications. In pulse mode, a detection activates the relay for a short period of time, depending on the duration of movement in front of the door. Okay. Then there's troubleshooting. Basically, if something doesn't work, you either don't have power or you've got it wired incorrectly. I know that's very generic to say, but it's going to be normally open, normally closed. Probably not going to have to change it from normally open. Obviously, testing power with your multimeter is going to be how you'll confirm whether or not that is the situation. Check power first. And if it's not working, then check your potentiometer setting. You might need to increase the area in that regard. The last page is just simply a statement from the manufacturer stating that people who work on this material are to be ADAM certified. That's not a suggestion, it's actually a requirement. And that automatic doors, it may or may not say that. It probably does. They need to be inspected annually and records kept and given to the building owner. Also there, I don't ever have to call them, and it's because mostly their product line is so well engineered that it is literally simple and straightforward. Occasionally I call for a product application question, and their their technical support people are always responsive. Whether or not I get them on the phone at that moment or there's a call back or an email back, 100% of the time I get a response from them, and that's the reason you use BEA, other than the fact that when you look at other people's door signaling automatic hardware, the material does seem to be strangely similar to BEA, and it's because I believe other people private label their material. Any questions on the MS08 microwave sensor or any other touchless switch or any other BEA product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.